Hey folks, again it's Lwandile here, the leader and the instructor of my Manikwa School. Today I decided I'll be doing exercise 3.26. This is the textbook here we're using. So in case you haven't yet found yourself a copy, please do so. I'm not gonna waste time trying to emphasize how important that is. Okay. So we're simply gonna jump on to the question. It's not a challenging problem if you ask me. It's something pretty straightforward. It is just that it also involves using an operator that isn't used oftenly, right? It seems like I've zoomed too much. Okay. This is the question here, exercise 3.26. Okay, without any waste of time, let me just read it through. We gotta use the N operator, the O operator, and the exclusive O operator, right? 3 of them. So that's what we'll be doing on this exercise. Okay, so we gotta write a program that prompts the user to enter an integer and determines whether it is divisible by 5 and 6, whether it is divisible by 5 or 6, and whether it is divisible by 5 or 6 but not both. So here's a sample run of our program, right? Oh, by the way, I'm taking this video from Howard College, a university in South Africa. Okay, in case you hear any noise, you gotta know those are students passing by. Anyways, so here's a sample run. I hope everyone can see clearly what's going on here. You give it 10 and then it simply says, is 10 divisible by 5 and 6? And the answer is false. Is 10 divisible by 5 or 6? The answer is true, of course. Is 10 divisible by 5 or 6 but not both? Again, you get true. Okay. What I want to do, if you do know, if you've covered most of the stuff, by the stuff if you've covered operators, you might probably think there's no need for you to watch this exercise. Oh, I don't want to create. I gotta start by creating a project. That's what I'm used to do. Okay, so you might probably think there's no need for you to check out this video, but in case you are an absolute beginner and you don't know much yet, or you kind of lost what's going on, again, you can just stay and see what do I have for you. As I always say though, as I always tell you guys, I strongly suggest you give an attempt. You see, programming is like mathematics, so you don't wanna simply watch me as I'm doing these exercises without actually giving them a try yourself. Okay, it seems like now we do have our projects. I'll be creating a class. Oh, another thing, honestly speaking, I'm not quite sure at the moment how many solutions we're gonna have for this problem, but one solution will do it, because honestly speaking, there's literally nothing to play around with. They only want us to use those operators. So I'll simply say we have one solution and I'll call it exercise 3.26b. Of course, we do need a main method, right? Okay, so once I do that, why is this thing messing with me? It's supposed to be faster than this. Okay, once I do that, of course I need to create a scanner. I'm gonna try to be as fast as possible. In case there's something you think you don't get, or I'm a bit faster than I'm going at a faster pace in a way that you can't catch up with me, please let me know down in the comments. I'll make sure I don't do it again. But if you just sitting there with a problem, but you're not bothering yourself trying to let me know, of course then I'm not a fortune teller. I won't know. I will assume, of course, that everything is okay. Everyone is okay with my pace. So please, if you're not comfortable with my speed, please let me know. Of course, I can speed up, I can slow down. So let me know what works for you. So the very first thing we want to do, we want to prompt the user to enter an integer to check. By integer, of course, we can pass negative numbers. That's why I'm not saying pass a natural number or a positive integer. Of course, we can also check out. Of course, we can check negative numbers. It's not like it's a must for us to only pass positive numbers. So I'll simply go enter an integer, and then I'll put that just like that. Again, I'll have my user number over here, variable to hold whatever input our user decide to give us. Okay, it's next. Oh, you see, for a sec I thought I used a variable name input for my scanner. Turns out I used scanner. So what we then do, we gotta check whether a number is divisible by either 5 or 6. Okay, what I will then do, let's simply do that. I'll just go if user number mode 5 is equals to 0. Basically what I'm saying here is, if you divide your user number by 5 and you get a remainder of 0, that means that number of course is divisible by 5. And if user number mode 6, if that user number mode 6 is also divisible by when you divide it by 6, you get a remainder of 0, which means that that number is also divisible by 6. So what we will simply display is system.out.print. What it will simply do is to go is, because we want to output the exact thing or the exact way they give out their output. Okay, so is user number and then put user number, and then I want to concatenate that with the word divisible by or with the sentence divisible by 5 and the 6, and then I simply put a question mark. Okay, in that case I can simply do this. Actually, it's up to me. I can this is one way of doing it. I can simply go through, right? Let me scroll down so that everyone can see properly. Let me stretch this a little bit. Right, I hope we're good now. Okay. Okay, what else I wanna do now that I've checked if my user variable is divisible by that? What I can check now is, can simply go else if. Oh, in fact, I wanna use if because I want all of these conditions to execute independently, right? So I'll simply go if user name, not username, user number, mode 5, if user number mode 5 is not equals to 0. If that is the case, or user number mode 5, if that is not equals to 0, what we can then say is this. In fact, let me just copy and paste this. Divisible by, or limit is 10 divided by 5 or 6. I can put an O here and then put, okay, in this case is username divisible by 5 is 10 divisible by 5 and 6. Okay, give an answer. Now you want to know, is 10 divisible by 5 or 6? Oh, let me just put this over here and then I'll put an O here. I'll simply go through. But I don't need an else part over here where I'll simply go as number divisible by 5 and 6, or in this case I'll simply put a false. Okay, again, these two statements, this if and this else, they are only responsible for telling whether or not a number is divisible by 5 and 6, not O. There was a misprint. In fact, I mistyped. Okay, we're checking if 5 is divisible by 0 and 5 is and if whatever number, why can't I say that right? If whatever number that was given by our user is divisible, if it is divisible by 5, and if it is also divisible by 6, then we'll simply display this. You say that by saying 5, that number mode 5, if you get a remainder of 0, that means that number is divisible by 0. And if you say that number mod 6 and get a remainder of 0, which means that number is also divisible by 6. So that should be it for determining when the number is divisible by 5 and 6. What we want to do now is to check whether a number is divisible by 5 or 6, right? Or simply say, again, we do need an else part here, else. Now simply say, is number divisible by 5 or 6? And the answer will be true. Okay. And on this part, we will simply say the answer is false. I hope everyone follows me here. It's just that I don't know at first. I didn't get it right. I hope you guys can tell, judging from my voice, I'm not quite okay. I've been experiencing a flu, so no wonder I'm a bit. No wonder I'm not doing things as good as I'm supposed to. Okay, so what we want to do now, we want to check whether a number is divisible by 5 or 6, but not both. Okay, and we're simply gonna do that by saying we're simply gonna do that by saying we'll use this exclusive OR operator. The exclusive OR operator, if user number mod 5 is equals to 0, this is the operator I was talking about. This is a number mod 6 equals 0. What this statement says, this over here, we're checking if the remainder, when you're dividing your user number by 5, we're checking if that remainder is 0, right? We also check if the remainder is 0 when you divide your user input by 6. If your answer happens to be 0 for both, in fact, this operator here only gives you true. Only one condition has to be true, not both of the, in order for the results of in order for the final results to be true. Again, what I'm trying to say here is this will only give us true, the whole thing will only give us true if either one of them is giving true, but not both. So if we're getting true for both of them, for instance, if the number is divisible by 5 and then 6, we'll get a false. However, if it is divisible by 5 or 6, then we'll be good, right? Okay, I hope everyone understands that, and if you don't, please go through your notes and check out how does that operator work. Okay, the exclusive operator. So what I'll simply do is, in fact, I've gotta go. It's better if I simply, but not both. Feel like I gotta go to the next line here so that everyone can properly see. That will simply give us true, but this over here will give us false. false, false. Okay, seems like we're done, folks, but it's better we check out our solution. I don't want to say we're good, but I know we're good, but in order for you guys to get a proof, it's better I run my solution. That way you'll be certain I'm not messing with you. So let's try to hit the run button and see what we get. We'll put the exact number they decided to put, which is 10. Okay, I don't know, folks. I feel like giving out another example, another solution on this exercise. In fact, I will give out another solution on this exercise. Why? I feel like there are certain things we can improve on this program. As you guys know, we do things from different students, right? That was so stupid of me. I should have used println. No wonder I'm having everything in one line. I should have used println so that whatever is printed out, the next thing to be printed out will go to the next line. I hope everyone, if you hear and if you're watching this tutorial, you've gotta know how does the print and println methods work. Right, let's start over. Is 10 divisible by 5 and 6 false? Is 10 divisible by 5 or 6? It's true. Is 10 divisible by 5 or 6 but not both? True. Right, let's see what they said. They got one and the same number. Let's try something else, something like 20. Is 20 divisible by 5 and 6? It's not. Is it divisible by 5 or 6? Again, it's false. It's true. Is it divisible by 5 or 6 but not both? Again, false. Let's try something like 30. Some number that will give us something unique. You see, is 30 divisible 5 and 6? The answer is true. Is it divisible by 5 or 6? Again, true. Is it divisible by 5 or 6 but not both? False. Why? 30 is also divisible by 5 and also divisible by 6. That should be it for this tutorial, you guys. Again, I'm gonna give out another solution on this exercise. I feel like I could have done things differently. You see, number one, there's this repetition of code. Is number divisible by? Is number divisible by? That's one thing I don't like about this program. And another thing I don't like about it is the fact that we could have avoided using if-else statements, right? Like, in case you're curious, how can you go about doing this without using if-else statement, then stay tuned for my next episode. Cheers, guys. I'm gone.